welcome, gentlemen, and thank you for joining this session. And I'm so glad that we are together. Now, I'm going to get it going by firstly asking and finding out. We've got a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who've just started their journey in entrepreneurship, connecting from different parts of Africa, some in Mali, some Mozambique, some Malawi, some Zambia. So I would love to hear from you. What was your reasoning for starting your entrepreneurship journey? Some, it's forced because of unemployment. What was yours? And I'll maybe start with my home, which is in Zimbabwe. Gabriel, how did your entrepreneurial journey start?
Well, the interesting thing is I started when I was still at college. In my uni days, we used to go and buy and sell stuff. And the question I ask is, how did I decide to go into business? I grew up in a family where my dad didn't have a very good job, but he also made money on the side. And when I went to college, I had a loan. And part of that money is what I used to start the buying and selling business. And fast forward to after uni, I had decided that by the time I got to 10 years after uni, I would have stopped working. And
that is how you started. Nice. And Lazola, how did you get into entrepreneurship? Were you forced?
Well, I want to say yes, but I would be lying. So I'd been working in different corporates and different capacities for a long time. And then one day I sort of woke up and kind of felt like there's no drama in my life. We need some drama, some excitement, some challenges, some difficulty. But I think if I'd be honest also, it coincided with the birth of my second child. And I thought, these kids are going to come into a world that is perhaps not going to be very conducive for employment at large. So it will require a lot more entrepreneurs. So we will be sitting a few years from now trying to motivate these kids to work hard at business and then look at us and say, but, you copped out, you never tried. And so I thought, let me get in there, let me see what it's about so that even when I talk about it, whether I'm talking about successes or failures, I know what I'm talking about. I know how it feels like. And I must say, I was lucky that I had doors that remain open should things go badly. But one of my most terrifying thoughts now is ever needing to go back to full-time employment. If I had to find a job, I think a full-time, which is very contrary to how other people might feel in this time.
Interesting. Let's cross over to Rwanda. Steve, how did your journey get started? How did you find yourself in this pool of entrepreneurship?
Thank you very much. I actually was retrenched. And when I got retrenched through a massive retrenchment, I then thought, so what next? For me, it was an opportunity after being laid off. And I knew, even at the time, not only in Rwanda, but Africa over, I was certain that there's a gap between the manufacturer or the innovator and the market. That I was certain. So my boss, after laying me off, he says, Steve, you are not even qualified for this country. You are qualified for countries like Kenya. Maybe he was joking, maybe he was being sarcastic, to comfort me in a way. But I knew certainly that there was a gap between sales and between the market and the innovators, stroke business people, manufacturers. So I knew that gap and I was sure it was there. So it was now me taking the risk that all entrepreneurs take and refine the idea and take it to the market. But it's not something I really wanted to do. I found myself there because I knew there was a need, and here I was with no job anymore. So
you had to create the job.
Yes.
If there's no job, create the job yourself. Nice.
Tujenge Afrika, levier de Afrique, lebetando a Afrika, tusimudzira Afrika, siphakamisa i-Afrika.